Hi everyone, welcome back to this series of project management key concepts from the project management body of knowledge. This one in particular is the Stakeholder Engagement Assessment Matrix. This is a very useful tool, and it supports the comparison between the current engagement levels of your stakeholders and the desired engagement levels required for a successful project delivery. So how engaged do we need our team or the people around the project to be to ensure successful project delivery? There are 5 different ways that we can measure this stakeholder engagement. First of all, we've got unaware, then resistant, then neutral, then supportive, and then leading. Let's look at them in a little bit more detail. An unaware stakeholder is when they're unaware of the project completely, or its potential impacts. They simply don't know that it exists. Now, if they're resistant, they're aware of the project and its potential impacts, but they're resistant to any changes that might occur as a result of the work or the outcomes of the project. These stakeholders will be unsupportive of the work or the outcomes of the project. We really need to communicate more and manage the relationship for those particular stakeholders. We might have neutral stakeholders. They're aware of the project, but they're not supportive or they're not unsupportive. They're just going with the flow. We might have supportive stakeholders where they're aware of the project and potential impacts and they're supportive of the work and its outcomes. This is ideally where we want to be leading to. Ultimately, the next step is when we've got stakeholders leading and they're aware of the project and potential impacts and they're actively engaged in ensuring that that project is a success. They're really helping us out. They're not hindering us, and that's where we really want our stakeholders to be. So a stakeholder engagement assessment matrix involves, we might have stakeholders over here on the left, we might have Billy, we might have Jane, for example. And where are they currently? C for current. So Billy might be unaware, but we actually need him to be supportive. That's our desired state for Billy. Needs to be in supportive. And most of them really need to be supportive or leading. Perhaps an executive might need to be leading or a sponsor might need to be leading. So we need to really make sure that we're communicating properly and helping get them up into those upper levels of stakeholder engagement. So the gap between the current and the desired for each stakeholder will direct the level of communications necessary and to effectively engage that stakeholder. So do we need to communicate a lot more? In what way? What's best for that stakeholder? Now we really need to use those soft skills that a project manager has to have to increase the engagement of those project team members or the other members around the project. And the closing of this gap between the current and desired is an essential element of monitoring stakeholder engagement. You will definitely be using this in your project management career, and you will also see it as part of the questions for the PMP and the CAPM exams. And that's a brief description of the Stakeholder Engagement Assessment Matrix.